We have a very special guest joining us in studio. Our city attorney, Jan Goldsmith, is here to answer some burning questions we have regarding the mayor's legal fees. Welcome to Primetime.
Oh,
Thank you.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Back there, but not here.
I'm sorry. We were laughing.
We were
laughing, folks. That was so funny.
We don't like that in San Diego,
It's
though.
embarrassing. Our city deserves better than this.
We are better than that. And we're going to get through it. And there's going to be an end to it. And I hope we're stronger for it and we learn from it. But in the meantime, I have to admit that was pretty darn funny.
I know, but we're the laughing, it's like the whole country. I was out of the country and they laughed about us in San Diego.
Wait until the weather gets cold and we're sitting out there on the beach. Yeah. We're going to get the last laugh.
We'll get through it with your help. Give us, bring us up to date where we are, what the latest developments are. And what you're doing.
The latest as of the last minute or the last hour?
No, with what you're doing.
Okay, let me talk seriously. Okay. We have a mayor who stood up. I didn't even know what he was going to say, and said he had monsters inside of him. He apologized and said that he was disrespectful. Then a few days later says that he's not culpable for what he did. It wasn't sexual harassment. And then a few days later says, I need help and I'm going into a facility. I don't know which Filner to believe. I will tell you, I represent the city of San Diego and only the city of San Diego. Yesterday, our client representative of the city council approved us filing a cross complaint against Mr. Filner. Now, what does that mean? That means if Irene is able to prove her case that Filner did these things to her in court, Filner will be responsible, and the city is responsible because he's our employee, whether we like it or not. And so there'll be a judgment against both. Our cross complaint says in that same proceeding, let us get a judgment against him to reimburse us because he's got personal liability. Good. So that was a good cross complaint. We filed it, it's served, he's going to have to respond. So that's kind of like a separate lawsuit. At the same sense, his attorney asked for attorney's fees and a defense for him, and the council said no. Both those decisions were made unanimously. And the council said no for good reason. The city is not required to tender a defense or to pay for his attorney's fees by law. Sexual harassment cases are different than all other types of claims against the city. There's personal liability of the perpetrator, and again, has to be proven, and the city is not required to pay attorney's fees or to give him a defense.
Well, that's good news.
So, yeah, he's on his hook. He's going to have to defend himself. The same sense, what we're doing an investigation. I've got 2 investigators on it. We've got a team of lawyers, and so we're questioning the witnesses, we're questioning the city staff, and in the same sense, we're scheduling depositions. So we scheduled the deposition of Bob Filner.
You did? When is that going to take place?
That's supposed to be scheduled for August 9. He's under subpoena, which is a court order. After we subpoenaed him, he announces he's going somewhere for 2 weeks from August.
That is
5th.
some BS.
Well,
He is a snake, man. He is a snake.
I was on the bench for 9 years, and I heard a lot of people talking about demons and monsters, but that's another story. But also I hear about, Judge, I'm going away for a couple weeks. I'm going to go into a clinic. I'm going to be fixed. And you know what I asked? The first thing I asked is, okay, where's the doctor? What are they going to do to you? What is this clinic? Where are you going to be? Is there a bed for you? And then what kind of maintenance are you on afterwards? And what kind of deep-seated problems do you have? We don't know any of that with Bob. So his lawyer is going to ask us to change the deposition date, and I'm going to ask a few questions. I want to know where, is this legit or not?
We need a mayor that doesn't have to go away to get fixed. We deserve that. This is insane.
This
is like a circus.
Well, I've had to deal with this for 8 months.
I know. You've had to deal with it for 8 months. Poor guy. Poor guy.
And our lawyers. And it's, this is not about sexual stuff. This is about power.
Power. Absolutely. Yes. And the way he deals with women. It's the same thing. It's power.
Yes, it is.
And it makes his...
You look at the women, and I'm not going to talk about Irene McCormick Jackson because she's a plaintiff suing my client, but I want to talk about the other women. You have an admiral, you have people who are very successful in their lives, and they work really hard to gain respect and to be successful, and they have to juggle with children and all that in home life, and and they achieve it. an admiral, and here you have the mayor groping an admiral. That's not sex, that's power. So you can put that on a trophy on the wall. And what does that do to her?
But he treats all women that way, right? I mean, most women that way. And it is demeaning. It's demeaning, and it sets you back when you've worked so hard to get to a place. I mean, I'm a career woman. I'm a mother. I've had to jump a lot of hurdles to get where I'm at.
You understand that?
I understand it completely.
I understand it because my wife and I have been married for 38 years. We went to law school together, and she climbed the ladder, and I've seen it along the way. She is a Superior Court judge. I was a judge with her. But I've seen what she's had to go through and what you and other women went through, 25 years ago. It's a different world. Bob Filner goes far before that. I think he's back way before the 30s. But the problem is that it hurts people. So making fun of it, a joke, I understand that, but it hurts people, and people have had a lot of deep-seated feelings.
Especially a person doing that in a power situation.
Yeah.
It's not the gardener doing it, it's the mayor, or the congressman.